All right. Hey, everybody. I am trying to multicast. So I got Zoom going. I got Facebook Live going. Trying to get Instagram going. I think I got to do that other thing. Let's see. Lula. Come on in. Let's see. I'll have to... share this to my personal page. Change it. Okay, just checking out my avenues here. Dude, this is hard. Hey Regina. Hope all is well over there with the fam. Just give me a couple seconds. I'm trying to... I thought I was going to be able to do Instagram on here, but I don't know. Please share, because I know I got a lot of small business folks on here. Hello, Muhammad. How are you? Thank you for coming on. Hold on for a second. You know what? I think I'm going to have to... Thank you, Muhammad. I'm at home. I hope you're taking care of yourself also. Bless you, bless you. All righty then. Anybody know how I can get on the Instagram? I'm going to have to turn off Zoom. Hold on. I think that's what it is. I'm going to turn off Zoom and then do this other thing. So I think that's what's messing me up. All right, if you're on here, let me know what type of business you have. And hopefully this will be quick and painless. There we go. Now how to do it? Go live. Did it? Okay. All right, so I got on Facebook and Instagram. All right, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on this information here. And if you saw my post from earlier, with the link to the U.S. Treasury Department's info, this is where I'm getting all of my info from. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so I'm basically going to be reading from that. And like I said, the link that I sent earlier today, that's where I'm getting this information from. So I hope that you guys are with me. So I'm just basically going to read the borrower section so everybody will be abreast of what's going on. So the Paycheck Protection Program, otherwise known as the PPP, authorizes up to $349 billion in forgivable loans to small businesses to pay their employees during the COVID-19 crisis. All loan terms will be the same for everyone, so I'll make sure I'll let you guys know that as well. The loan amounts will be forgiven as long as the loan proceeds are used to cover payroll costs, mortgage interest, rent, and utility costs over the 8-week period after the loan is made. And it will be forgiven as long as employee and compensation levels are maintained. So the purpose of this loan is to make sure that not only you are paid, but your employees stay paid as well. Payroll costs are capped at $100,000 on an annualized basis for each employee. So that's $100,000 for each employee. Due to likely high subscription, it's anticipated that not more than 25% of the forgiven amount may be for non-payroll costs. And we'll get into that later as well. The loan payments will be deferred for 6 months. So if you get the loan and you don't use it for loan forgiving purposes, you'll have 6 months before you have to pay the loan back. So when can you apply? If you are a small business, a sole proprietorship, or a nonprofit, you can apply for this loan starting tomorrow. It will be live for you starting tomorrow. If you are an independent contractor or a self-employed individual, you can start applying for this loan next Friday, April the 10th. Hey, Anita, how you doing? Other regulated lenders will be available to make these loans as soon as they are approved and enrolled in the program. So if you are a business, please get in contact with your bank to see if they're going to be an SBA lender. If your bank is not doing the PPP loan, please get in contact with me because I have a bank that will do it for you. Because I'm applying for this for our school. So Regina, did you hear what I said? So make sure Carter G. Woods, Natalie is on it. Okay. Where can I apply? You can apply through any existing SBA lender, like I said before. If you need an SBA lender, you can go to www.sba.gov if you need to. Who can apply? All businesses, including nonprofits, veterans organizations, tribal business concerns, sole proprietorships, self-employed individuals, and independent contractors with 500 or fewer employees can apply. Businesses in certain industries can have more than 500 employees if they meet applicable SBA employee-based size standards for those industries. Okay, turn the page. So what do you need to apply? You will need to complete the Paycheck Protection Program loan application, and they do have a copy of the application on the link that I provided earlier. And submit the application with the required documentation, that will be also stated below. And submit it to your approved lender by June 30th, 2020. Okay, I heard that this was going to be a first come, first serve type of application. So as long as you submit your stuff and your paperwork is right, you should be fine. Do I need to first look for other funds before applying to this program? No. The usual SBA requirement is that I guess SBA loans are used for gap funding, but in this case, that won't be the pre-requirement. So make sure that, let me see what it says. You try to obtain some or all of the loan funds from other sources. You won't have to do that. So no, you won't have to apply for other funds before you apply to this program. This program will last until June 30th, 2020, but they encourage you to apply as quickly as you can because there's a funding cap and lenders need time to process your loan. How many loans can you take out under this program? Only one. Okay. What can you use these loans for? Like I said, payroll costs, and that's including benefits. And they've also broken down what payroll costs are, so I'm going to get into that. Payroll costs include salary, wages, commissions, or tips. And remember, that's capped at $100K per employee. Employee benefits, including vacation, I will call that PTO, parental, family, medical, or sick leave, any type of paid leave, any type of separation or dismissal leave. For us, Vision Prep, that would be, I guess, PTO cash out. Payments required for the provisions of group healthcare benefits. So if you guys are providing benefits for yourself as a self-employed individual or in your small business, that will be included. Any retirement benefits that you're contributing to your people as well. Any state and local taxes assessed on compensation. So I would guess that would include unemployment, tax for us in the state of Tennessee. And for a sole proprietor or independent contractor, your payroll costs will include wages, commissions, income, or net earnings from self-employment, which again, the cap is $100,000. How large can your loan be? Your loan can be up to 2 months of your average monthly payroll cost from last year, from 2019, plus an additional 25% of that amount. So what that 25% is your non-payroll expenses like the rent, mortgage, interest, and utilities. Your loan amount is subject to a $10 million cap. If you're going for $10 million, go for it. If you are a seasonal or new business, you will use different applicable time periods for your calculation. Payroll costs will be capped at $100,000 a year for each employee. Okay, so how much of the loan will be forgiven? As long as you spend the money on payroll costs, interest, rent, or utilities, the loan will be forgiven. Okay, and that money has to be utilized for those purposes over the 8 weeks after getting the loan. So the day you get the loan until 8 weeks after, you have to show that you use that money for those specific things. Okay, let's see. And due to likely high subscription, it's anticipated that not more than 25% of the forgiven amount will be used for non-payroll costs. So keep that in mind. If you're trying to apply for this loan, 75% of it needs to be payroll. If you can't do 100%, I would suggest doing 100% payroll. But if you can't, 75% payroll, 25% everything else. All right. And you have to show proof that you're maintaining, like I said, these funds for your staff or for yourself if you're self-employed. Okay. Your loan forgiveness will be reduced if you decrease your full-time employee headcount. So they have to know that up front, what your FTE is. And so if you reduce that, just keep in mind, you're going to be subject to loan forgiveness reduction. You have to pay that back. The level of payroll, if your loan forgiveness will also be reduced if you decrease salaries and wages by more than 25% for any employee that made less than $100,000 a year in 2019. So make sure that everybody that you're counting in this PPP is making the same amount that they've always been making. Don't cut anybody's pay. Okay. Rehiring. You have until June 30th, 2020 to restore your full-time employment and salary levels for any changes made between February 15th and April 26, 2020. So if you had to lay some people off, get them back on your payroll, okay? As soon as you get that loan to June 30th, put them on your payroll, okay? You can request loan forgiveness by submitting a request to the lender that's servicing the loan. The request will include documents that verify the number of full-time employees and pay rates, as well as payments on your mortgage, lease, and utility obligations. You have to certify that the documents are true and that you use the forgiveness amount to keep employees and make eligible mortgage, interest, rent, and utility payments. The lender must make a decision on the forgiveness within 60 days. So make sure when you're applying for these loans and you're asking your lender about specific documents, you make sure that you hold them to what they say about which documents are going to help you get that loan forgiveness. Because everybody that's applying to this PPP is wanting loan forgiveness. I don't know anybody that's trying to repay this loan. Okay. Hello, Hex Podcast. Thank you for joining. All right. The fixed interest rate is 0.5%. So just in case, if a portion of your PPP funds have to be repaid, you have an interest of 0.5%. Once you get your money, you won't have to pay anything on it for 6 months. So use your money wisely and make sure you save and be good stewards over your money. Your loan is due in 2 years. Can you pay that loan earlier than 2 years? Yes, there's no prepayment penalty. There's no collateral required for this loan. And there is no personal guarantee. However, if the government or SBA finds out that you're using this money inappropriately that they're going to come for you. So don't do that. Okay. What do you need to certify? As part of your application, you're going to need to certify in good faith that current economic uncertainty makes the loan unnecessary to support your ongoing operations. Just basically saying that once COVID hit, your operation took a turn for the worse and you had to cut down. Or even the whole, if you're a non-essential business and you got hit with the shelter in place and you got affected that way, that will affect you as well. You can use that reason. The funds will be used to retain workers and maintain payroll or your operations such as mortgage, lease, and utilities. You have not or will not receive another loan under this program. You will provide to the lender documentation that verifies the number of your full-time employees on payroll and the dollar amounts of those payroll costs. Loan forgiveness will be provided for the sum of documented payroll costs, covered mortgage interest payments, rent, and utilities. And like I said before, rent, utilities, and mortgage interest can only be 25% of your overall loan request. All the information you provided in your application and supporting documents have to be true and accurate. All right? Don't lie to the government. And you acknowledge that the lender, my paper, will calculate the eligible loan amount using the tax documents you submitted. So if you have your 2019 or if you haven't done 2019, 2018 tax documents, use those, okay? And don't try to fudge the numbers. Use whatever numbers that are on those documents, okay? You affirm that the tax documents are identical to those you submitted to the IRS. So like I said, make sure those numbers match, okay? And you also understand that the lender can share this tax information with the SBA's authorized representatives, okay? So all their people that are over this loan. So make sure that you're using integrity here. So as I was looking through this, here are my questions about the loan. So one of my questions is pertaining to home-based businesses, right? Because most of our sole proprietors and our self-employed people, quite a few, I won't say most, but quite a few, are home-based businesses. Would they qualify for this program? I would say probably from the mortgage and the rent and the mortgage interest and the utilities aspect, I would probably err on the side of caution and probably wouldn't include that, especially if you're doing it from your house. However, from the payroll perspective, like I said, you can apply for this loan and do 100% payroll and you will be fine. That's the route I would personally go if I were you. If you're a sole proprietor or self-employed, independent contractor, that's the route I would probably go in this case. That was really my biggest question here for sole proprietors and home-based business people. So here are my recommendations. Just looking at this, the loan and the requirements. Like I said before, call your bank, whoever you bank with, and ask if they're originating these PPP loans. If they're not, you can feel free to contact me. I'll give you my information at the end of this Facebook Live. For self-employed people, independent contractors, like we said in the documentation, record the income that's on your taxes. Please, please, please record the information that's on your taxes. Okay, make sure it's consistent. If you don't have a bank account, maybe now's the time to get one. Because you want to make sure when you're dealing with SBA that everything matches, that everything is consistent. Okay, so if you don't have a business account, go ahead and get one. GIP Financials, and this is not an affiliate type of doodad. I'm not getting paid for this. But I'm always looking for stuff that's economical and that's for the best interest, of my business. Because, of course, if you're starting out as a freelance independent contractor, you're not going to make any money from the start. So I have a bank account with a company called Azlo, AZLO, and it's an online bank account. You don't have to put any money in it to start it, and everything's online. And the best part about it is, if you have QuickBooks, it'll automatically integrate to QuickBooks. So I'll give you a link to Azlo, but if you just want to look it up now. It's azlo.com, if I'm not mistaken, azlo.com. But if not, I'll put the link to Azlo in the comments. And so for next steps, if you're interested in doing this, and I know quite a few people, if you are interested in this PPP loan, but you don't know where to start, that's where I come in. That's where GIP Financials will come in to help you. And guess what the good part is about it? Now I'm reading from the lender's side, if you can see that. So if you are eligible for this loan, you can actually hire, and I put hire in parentheses because you're really not, I guess you're hiring, an agent or authorized representative to help you with this loan application. Who can be an agent? An authorized agent can be an attorney, an accountant, a consultant, someone who prepares an applicant's application for financial assistance and is employed and compensated by the applicant, someone who assists the lender with originating, distributing, liquidating loans, all that good stuff, a loan broker or any other individual or entity representing an applicant by conducting business with the SBA. So I would act as a consultant in your case if you don't feel like fooling with the numbers and you want me to help you do it. And the other part about it is you do not have to pay the agent up front, because the fees for the agents will be paid by the lender. And I'm going to read you what those agents' fees are. So if you're applying for $350,000 or under, the agent will receive 1% for the fee. Loans greater than $350K to $2 million, that's 0.5%. And loans greater than $2 million will be 0.25% fee for the agent. And if you come across anybody that's asking you for any money up front to prepare this document, they are scamming you. Tell them to go away. Okay? So if you're applying for this loan and you need help, please reach out to me. I can be your authorized agent, and you don't even have to pay me. Your bank will pay me for it. And so as far as also keep in mind too, once you get this money, it's not just, I got paid. You have to make sure that you keep very good records of the money that you get. Okay, and especially with payroll. So that's another place where if you don't have an accounting software system like QuickBooks, I can get you set up for that as well, for a pretty low cost. If you go to my website, www.gipfinancials.com, in my pricing, I do have a QuickBooks setup, and that's $100 setup for that, and I'll set you up with all of your banking accounts, get you integrated if you want to do ASLO, set you up with your chart of accounts, all that good stuff. And that will also include at least a couple months of your QuickBooks subscription. So, like I said, if you want to talk to me about applying for this loan, if you need me to help you, go to my website, www.gipfinancials.com. You're going to click on Contact Us, and I want you to fill out the form that says Schedule a Free Consultation. Okay, and where it says tell us more about your accounting needs, just say I'm interested in getting assistance for the PPP program, and I can help you with that. Like I said, we're all in this together, and if the government is giving us free money, we need to take advantage of it and use it for goodwill. I know for me personally, working for a charter school, that's one of my biggest things as a director of finance and ops, is to make sure that we keep our people paid and paid comfortably. And even like with our subs, we have in-house subs. We don't use an agency or anything like that. So I'm taking it upon myself to make sure that they get paid as well. So that's all part of, your brand, and making sure that people, are taken care of. Okay. Hey, I see it's Doug, and I can't see Dazzy D54. Thank y'all for joining from Instagram. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to post them up here Let me see if I got anything on Instagram. I can see Facebook Live. And like I said, if you know anybody, barbers, nail people, all of our, cosmetic people, the folks that make us look pretty, share this with all of them. Share this with all of our small business restaurateurs, right? If you know Billy Richmond and the Wing Guru, let him know I can help him. All of our crab leg shops, hot wing people. Share this with everybody that you know, so we can go ahead and everybody can get their money together, especially independent contractors. For some of us that, our businesses were kind of like right about to take off right before COVID-19 hit and things start closing down. You should be applying for this as well because you lost income. Okay, so make sure that you're applying for this as well. Let me see if I can put in. I might not be able to do it until later, but let me see if I can do it now. Put in the ASLO information for you while if y'all got any questions. Hold on for a second. Okay, let me type this in for you. I can't see. Okay. Now I see why people have assistants on these things. There's a lot of work. That's the ASLO link. If you need, thank you, Regina. I appreciate it. If you guys need that online account, feel free to jump on there. Like I said, this is the link that they share with me on my ASLO app. So I don't believe I'm getting paid for it, nothing like that. So don't feel like that. I'm really trying not to be an opportunist during this time, because that's not cool. Let me see here. Let me see. All right. Any other questions? I got some barbers that need your assistance. Please send them to me, Doug. Send them to me. Email me. If you can't get to my website, email me at info@gipfinancials.com. That's plural, financials. GIP means get in position. Okay, so I'm helping small businesses, nonprofit organizations, get your numbers in order so you can plan strategically for your businesses and for the people that you employ. Okay, y'all get any other questions or anything? If not, I'm going to sign off here. Again, my website is www.gipfinancials.com, or you can email me. Ooh, my blind's getting in the way. You can email me at info@gipfinancials.com, or you can also message me on Facebook. Really don't know how Instagram is working, but you can leave me a comment there. Okay. All right. Take care, you guys. Thank you so much.